Good evening. Hello, boys. We are at stream 500 today. Stream 500. Which is pretty insane. I'm still setting up a few things, so I will be with you in a second. Okay. I think we're ready. I think we are ready. Hello, good evening. And welcome to the stream number 500. 500! We did 500 streams. Yes. I would say I've been very productive in the last, year and a half or so. So we did a lot in the last year, keeping a rhythm of pretty much one stream every, 4 streams a week or 5 streams a week. It's not every day, but nearly every day. Certain weeks I even did more than that. You can check it in our website. These are all the streams that I did. Yes, some weeks like here I had a few days, but for example this week, right, it was 6 out of 7. It was 5 out of 7. It was 5 out of 7. And another 6 out of 7. 5 out of 7. 6 out of 7. Look at that. So yeah, I'm pretty happy that I managed to keep, the progress, and we reached a very good number. I think we reached also very good progress. The point of today is to understand where we are, in the overall roadmap, because we are working on different things, sometimes for fun, sometimes just because we have to do them, sometimes because they are bugs. But so mainly in the last month or so, I've not been working too much on bug fixing, but more on expanding the world, right? And I think what I would like to do today is to take kind of a serious look at where we are and trying to update or the roadmap, which is anyway, a good starting point, or wait, why I don't have the dark mode on? Yeah, or the roadmap, or anyway to build a kind of a short list that we need to actually move the game in the final stage, right? So let's think a bit about that together now and see where we end up. Okay, so I didn't do anything on this yet, so I'm starting it with you now. And by the way, hello Tony, hello Grey Mouse, hello Dan, hello Streak, hello Hula, hi, welcome. A few months ago I got a computer with an RTX card in it. Any chance that ray tracing could be added? I mean, RTX will allow you anyway. I mean, they are powerful cards anyway, so the RTX is not only for ray tracing, right? It's just because they have significant additional capabilities for computation and shadows and physics and everything. So is anyway a very powerful card. Now the ray tracing piece is definitely the most innovative of the RTX, but at the moment I don't have any plans. I mean, we have so much to do that, you know, RTX at the moment, I mean, the ray tracing at the moment is really the last of my priorities. And I don't think we'll be in any close future. I think what we want to do, we want to complete the world. And okay, let's try to work on what's missing. Okay, so the title is what is missing in PSUnreal to actually shut down PS Legacy. So right, to fully replace PS Legacy, because that's what we want, right? We want to kill the old game. Well, we want to evolve the old game into the new game, and we need to understand what is missing. So let's say let's start from the easy ones. Okay, let's start from the easy ones are, for example, the world. Okay, so the world is basically 100% in. Okay, so what was in Legacy is now in Unreal. So you have well, the tutorial area, which has been you know, migrated to a new part of the Idla city, the Idla Plaza level, the Idla East, where there is the library, the shop of the library, the smith, the tavern, the Lang's temple, the dungeon, the windowless tower. These are all in. These are all done. The arena, yeah, with the corridor we changed a bit, but is there. The sewers are in. The city of the cat people is there. The city of the stone people is there. He's saying that here is missing some Tsar, but meaning that is missing because we didn't complete the city. But what was in the old game is in the new game, right? The connection of the different roads, the connection between the cities are there. Gugrontir is there, the tavern is there. The road to Bronzor is there, the Bronzor itself is there, also has been expanded, the magic shop is there, Amneder is there and has been expanded significantly. The Death Realm is there, the winch as well, the 4 caves with the secret room, whatever in the cave, the guild houses, the Black Flame. And yes, this one is an additional level that was not part of the old game that we would like to put in the new game, but at the moment it's just partially done, so it's not really completed. So So if we want to say, is the world in? Yes, 100% of the old world is in, and we can say that is 100% plus, meaning that we significantly expanded the playable area, and we significantly expanded the quality of some of the assets, like for example the trees, the grass, some of the rocks, the rivers, the sky. So there are a lot of improvements. I mean, if you take the old game and you take the new one, the world is really looking a bit better. I mean, I would say better. Now, it's not significantly better because a lot of the assets are actually there. So, but I would say for the world, we are good. Now, the next item, which is a bit harder, are the items. For the items, I really need your help to check it, because I mean, there are so many that I cannot go and check them one by one, okay? So we did a massive migration of the items, and we have updated all their meshes with the new naming convention for Unreal. We updated the texture pointers, the database information. And in theory, for what I know, all the items are in, okay? I mean, here it says partial because this list is not updated. But to me, the items are in 100%. The problem is that we need more people to test and open their inventory and go to trade with NPC and go to do quest, you know, so that we ensure that actually the majority is there. So for items, I would say 100%, with the only thing that it needs to be tested more. More testing needed, mainly on the icons. Like, do we really have all the icons, or we are missing some? When you drop an item to the ground, does it show properly, or is missing the mesh, you know? So all of that is something that we need to test. But guys, I cannot do everything myself, so I need some of you to actually go in game and test this stuff, right? So if you want to help, please do that. So basically to check icons and meshes, right? When meshes is basically the geometry, okay? So the visual look of the item. But to me, they should be 100%. I've seen a few missing, but I don't even know if they are used in game. So right? So items, I would say we can flag them as 100%. We didn't add a lot of new items, but I can show you what I was working on a few minutes ago. This one is the frame for the tannery, and I think it came out pretty well. So I didn't add too many of these connections, but I added enough to be, you know, to make it interesting. And I reuse the same texture that we use on our cows. Yeah, and so that's how it looks. So I think that's another nice item that we can add to the landscape. But anyway, okay, now I think we start to go in areas that are harder for me to assess, right? Harder for me to assess because there is so much in this game in terms of UI, capabilities, quest, abilities, commands, you know, that is so hard for me to test it all. But maybe we can go, let's go with the UI, okay? So I think the UI is fully done. The only piece that is missing is the help window, but I don't think that the help window is fully required for a release. I think the help window can be, I mean, the help can be in a web page or whatever. So I don't feel it's a big miss. We are missing in the inventory the 3D doll view, so you don't see your character in 3D. That's the only thing that is missing at the moment. All the inventory functions, like dropping items, picking up items, splitting stacks, equipping items, eating and consuming items, all of that is fully working. So now there are some windows that are a bit rough. For example, the guilds and alliance, I think is a bit of a rough window in the sense that the layout is not optimal, and I think we may improve it in the future. But it should be functional. Now, did I test it enough? No, I didn't test it enough. So I don't know if you click on every single button, you know exactly what happens. So it is also something that you should test, right? So you should open the game. Maybe even better if you can open the old game and the new game and double check, you know, the options that you have, and double check that what you can do in the old game you can do in the new one. Testing is pretty time consuming, so the problem is that I can do only one thing, or I develop or I test. I cannot do both at the same time, so I need you to actually do some testing. Okay. So I think if we take the UI, right? If we take the UI, at the moment we can say 100% except the help window, but we can still consider it 100% because we don't need the help window to release, right? You wonder if playing should ever add a janky physics bug that sent player flying? No, because our physics were, you know, programmed by us and were completely under our control. So there was no pre-calculation or other calculation made except the one that we really wanted to do. And so our physics were very simple. We basically had a fall damage kind of physics, and then a calculation of the character speed and the jump, but the character speed, character movement and jump, but there was no real physics in terms of simulated bodies, right? At least in the old game, and in the same in the new game. For now, we didn't add any physics. Now the character creation. Okay, the character creation is where we start to have issues, because the character we kind of revolutionized a bit the character creation, and unfortunately is not completed from the rules point of view. From the code point of view is done. From the rules point of view, we are missing the completion. Probably this is something that I will have to work myself, because I see that there is not a lot of progress on that, so maybe I will have to work myself on it. Hello Shadran, good evening. I'm doing good. Today we are on our 500 stream number 500, which is insane. So we are just doing a summary of where we are in terms of items missing to completely replace the old game with the new game. Okay. So on the character creation, I have some problems. So I would say at the moment is probably at 70% or so. The main things that are missing are the rules for talents and the readaptation of the bonuses for the different life choices. Yeah, let's say rules for life choices. That's the thing that is missing for the character creation. I would say that the code we can consider it completed. I'm not I don't see any problem on that. So the rules for life choices, probably we are about 50%. there is a need to review the choices, see if they are balanced, see if they give you the right bonuses, make them, you know, consistent enough, interesting enough, and that is what we are. So in this area, I think we are kind of orange or whatever, right? The code, I would say, is 100% on this particular point. Now, here there are a number of features which is very hard to, I mean, or we make a full list, or we just say the one that we are missing, okay? So, but I think we can just list, you know, the main game features. So, for example, books. We can already read books, display the content of a book with text and images, and we can write books. So all of that is done. The thing that is missing is the conversion of the books. From the old format to the new format. That is something that is not very easy to do. So I think we can put that under database conversion, which I think is the best place where it should be. And there is book XML conversion for new format, right? This one at the moment is at 0%. So this one I didn't even start it, and is definitely missing. It's definitely missing. I think we can check back on books later on. Harvesting, digging, and harvesting is done. Fishing is done. Yes, maps. Maps, we have a problem because maps also is another functionality that we didn't complete yet. So for sure, maps are missing. Maps are missing, and they are at 0% at the moment. So we don't have the possibility to see a map like we were in the old game, right? So draw a map or view a drawn map. This one we cannot do it today in PSUnreal. It's a pity, but it's the way it is. So it's fully missing. Item lock and unlock is something that I think just need testing. I think it should be good. It should be good, but I need someone to test, you know, locking items, unlocking items, locking doors, unlocking doors. I need some game master to actually create new locks and see if they work. It's something that takes time, so I need again, I need you to do that if you can help. Let me change music meanwhile. So items lock and unlock is missing. Now all the context menus are done. So if you right click, with only one exception, which is I don't know if it's here. The player description. If you want to see the player description, detail, view item detail, view card. I think I don't have it in this list. I think we can add it to this list. Is under UI, and we will put it under character, maybe here at the bottom. So we put all the stuff that is missing at the bottom. So UI character details, which is basically right click Right click plus view. Okay, so if you right click and view on another character, that is what I mean. He's usually giving you a kind of a description of the person you are looking at, and that's missing. So probably I have to change my my phrase here about UI 100% completed, because I don't know if we consider that one required, but I think it's fairly important, because you have the character description, how it looks. So if you want to role play a certain character, you can write a text on it so that when people look at you, they see, I don't know, that you have I don't know, a missing limb or whatever, or you are you know, having a tattoo of some kind, or so whatever you want to role play and type, you know. At the moment this one is at 0%, so I didn't even start it, and I think we should. This is probably the highest priority, just to finish, you know, the common functions. Yeah, I think everything here will be yellow. The majority of this will be yellow, but okay, so that's for the UI. And again, if you have played the alpha, if you play the alpha, will be nice if you can tell me if you think that something is missing. Okay, so context menu. I think everything else in the context menu should be completed. The bracers. Yeah. The bracers, we are missing it actually. The bracers, we are missing it. I think you cannot equip bracers at the moment in Unreal. I think this is kind of a big miss, because we have bracers in game and they do a lot of stuff. Now the items we have, we just missed the function, we just missed the sockets, and we missed the equipment code for the bracers, but it should be fairly easy, eh? So I would assess it in this way as a kind of a 50%. I mean, we are not too far from this. I think we can color only the items that are missing and not the titles, so it's a bit clearer. Yeah. But the character equipment is basically 90% done, so it's only the bracers missing. Hello, Pizek. Yes, we are stream 500 today. No option to be a member on YouTube or whatever they call the channel subscription service. No, it's not possible, but also because I didn't enable it. You know, unfortunately, those services are taking about 50% of the money, and so the streamer receives only 50%. I mean, it's pretty much the same on Twitch. So I greatly prefer, you know, to use Patreon and to have people become Patreons, like you are, by the way, so that, you know, 80% of the money comes to us instead of 50. So that's the reason why I'm not pushing for YouTube subscriptions, or I didn't become a Twitch affiliate, and I'm not opening subscription on Twitch. It's just a pure mathematical formula. But yes, I'm pretty happy to be at stream 500, so welcome everyone. Meanwhile, I see more people are joining. Thank you for joining for this important stream about where we are. You know, that today is a bit of a checkpoint of where we are in the conversion between the old game and the new game. And I don't think we are very far, but I've been distracted a bit, you know, by just adding content and making things nicer just because I like to do it. I like it to do it. And so this has maybe slowed down a bit of the full conversion, but I think that the checkpoint of today is exactly meant for this, you know, to bring me back to the main path, which is fully replacing Legacy with Unreal. Legacy just crashed. Okay, it will go up again. Good evening, Maui. Hi. Hello. Thank you for the donation, Pizzik. Very appreciated. Yes, donations are even better. For donations, we get 95%, right? So it's only the PayPal, which, by the way, I think it takes it from you. I don't remember. Yeah, I'm streaming on Twitch as well since ever. I mean, we are always double streaming. We are always double streaming on Twitch and on YouTube. Okay, so let's continue with the pieces that we are missing. Yes, the bracers are missing. Okay, climb is something that was not existing in the old game. Okay, so it is saying missing, but it makes no sense for the conversion. I mean, yes, we would like also player to be able to climb, but it's an extra feature. The same to have mantling for NPC. That is said partial because we want the mantling for NPC, but the character movement animations is fully done for what I care at the moment, including spell casting, shooting with the bow, and all of that. I think is done. Now, riding and swimming. Oh, okay, swimming was not possible in the old game, so in this discussion we don't consider it. Okay, riding, I think he has some issues. I need to revisit it and ensure that you can actually ride. So I think we need to put it on the list. We have to put it on the list. Hello, Pizek. I guess you followed also on Twitch. On Twitch, yes. Hello, also on that side of the world. Let me maybe just make everything 20 so we have more space. So yes, riding and mounts. So riding and mounts we didn't fully complete, right? Riding is possible, but I don't think it's optimized or is looking very good. I mean, it was something that I built from scratch myself, and it kind of works, but the movement on the horse is not very good. The speed is not very good. The turning is not very good. So I'm not very happy. I'm not very happy about that. Plus, we cannot mount the drifter. So. Hello, James Norris. Thank you for the subscription. Hi. Welcome. So, mounting the drifter is missing. It's at the moment at 0%. Should be very easy to do because basically we just need, you know, the other riding animation, and we need to put the sockets in the right place so that you can actually mount the creature. So should be relatively easy. And I think the second thing is a bit of a polish of the riding code and blueprints. I think I'm not very happy about this. It doesn't work too well, right? So I think this is missing. I will consider it missing. Okay, let's go on and see what else. Quests. Quest, I think it should be 100% done. 100% done. I don't know what it's saying here, missing personal notes. I think you can take notes on quest by yourself. That's possible. I don't know. This one I need to check. I don't remember how you can do that. I think there is kind of an edit button, and I think this one is missing on in Unreal, but should not be too hard to add. Should be fairly easy to add actually, because all the database structure is already in place, right? So quest I would consider it 90% done. I mean, it's basically done. There is just this missing thing. I think I can do it fairly quickly. But again, I need you guys to test the new client. Okay, so if you have a bit of time, ping me when you want to do it, because I will start the server, and you should test the new game and tell me if you find issues or problem. Also, another important thing, if you opened bugs, right? If you open bugs in our bug tracker, and you see that the bug is now listed as ready to test, like this one, ready to test, ready to test, ready to test, you should go back and test it again. And if you think is okay, I mean it's completed, you can click, I think there is a button here for you that says request closure. Okay, I think it's very important that we clean up the bugs that we have here as ready to test. Yeah, you have filled your notes for this quest. Yes, exactly. So yeah, so that's the piece that is missing at the moment. So we are missing that. We are missing that, and we need to add it. I think it will be easy to do anyway. It's easy. It's like a few hours. I mean, it's not a lot of work. Maybe we can even do it tonight if you want. I don't know. Depends how long is this list. Depend how long is this list, boys. Okay. I mean, I think if there is a feature like personal notes, I think it would be good to have it. Now, I don't know if the personal notes are client-based or not, or if they are stored in the database. That I don't know. If they are client-based, that may be an issue, because you will have to port. I have to check that. I don't remember if it's something that lives in your client or not, or if it lives on the real database. I feel it lives on your client, which may be a problem, because we don't have a way at the moment to port your let's turn on the client side. We don't have a way to port your client-side data into Unreal. At the moment we cannot do it. So for example, your shortcuts, you will have to redo them somehow. I think. I'm not 100% sure, because the format, I think the format is identical or not. No, the format is different. The format of the shortcuts is different. So, but I don't know if I want to develop, you know, a tool to do that, or I will just ask you to recreate them in Unreal. Probably I will just ask you to recreate them in Unreal. I don't think I will create a migration for that, because it's a bit complex. The format is very, very different. Okay, so what else? Quests for me are completed. You can speak with NPC, you can give them items, you can receive items, you can receive rewards, you can have responses, voiceover, so all of that should be completed already. Up data, plane shift, there are 5 called quest not name. Yeah. Okay, maybe, you know what we can do? Maybe we can use the same format also, also in Unreal, so that if you just copy those XML, it will be working. I don't really like the fact that it's client side. I think it would be best if we just store it on the database, but because it means that if your machine crashes, you know, you are losing all your nodes, and I assume that they are fairly important to you. I don't know how many people are using that feature, by the way, but I assume that some are. Okay, there is this combat PvP missing now. Combat PvP missing is missing in the sense that in Unreal we don't have PvP areas identified, right? So I have to think what to do with it. If I want to keep it the same, if I want to change it. I think at the moment probably I would like to keep it the same, but yeah, this I think we can say that is missing. So it's not the ability to fight that is missing, but is the PvP areas definition, right? And execution that is missing. So if you, at the moment, Unreal completely ignores the definition of the areas for PvP. It's just not reading them, right? But you know, combat, to apart from this line, apart from this piece, to me combat is 95% done. I mean, is done. There is only this thing that is missing. All the rest you can do. You can fight, you can cast spells, you can heal. Your stamina is considered, your HP and mana are considered. You are recovering those, you are consuming those. So everything is working as expected in combat at the moment. I think the only thing that is not there is the fall damage, which we need to understand if we want to do it or not. Okay, I think we will have to do another column here. Okay, now the managers. The managers are the owners of some of the server-side functions. So are classes, C++ classes that are managing certain important aspect of the game, right? And at the moment, all the ones that are listed as missing, we are actually missing. Now, the economy manager, I think is not really missing, because at the end, I think I added it back. Is just partial, so it's not been completed. So it's not changing prices based on supply and demand. But, you know, to tell you the truth, I mean, it's not really something that I think is super important for the conversion. I mean, I think we can live without it. The advice manager was basically a system for players to help other new players and to get points out of that, right? I don't think it's very critical. I think we can skip it. So I don't feel bad if we don't port it. Hire NPC manager was just started and we never completed. It was basically the idea that you could hire an NPC as a guard for your guild house or anyway for you. But this one has never been completed in Legacy. Introduction manager, I think was a good idea in theory, but then in practice it started to be a bit annoying. So the idea of introduction manager was that when you see another player, by default you don't see his name. And only if you introduce yourself to him, then he sees your name, right? The problem is that the name of a character is so embedded into every single function of the game that you have a million other ways to discover it, you know? Like if the person is chatting, his name will be displayed, right? If you give him something in the chat, he will tell that you gave this item to this guy. So I don't know, introduction manager I think was a good idea in theory, but in practice I think is a bit useless and is not really working as expected. I mean, I would prefer to have, you know, a separate function for shady characters. So people that want to play like thieves or evil characters, that they enter a mode in which their name is not shown, all their actions are not shown in the chat, you know, they become kind of invisible, or at least invisible to the game chat system. So that would be a better way, but it would be a new feature. Okay, so it's not something that we have in the old game. So I think the introduction manager for now, I have no problem in ditching it. The marriage manager was basically allowing you to marry another person, and it was switching your last name, and it was putting into the relationship data, relationship table, the fact that you are married to this particular person, and then you can divorce and such. But it's another feature that I think is absolutely something you can role play, you know, without having a feature in the game doing it. So I have zero interest in this. Now, minigames. Minigames is a big one. Minigames is a big one. Unfortunately, minigames are missing completely. There was basically a system in the old game where you could create a board, like a chess board, and move pieces on it. And you could, you know, play with 2 players, reset the board, and you could basically invent your own games if you wanted, right? So it was not applying specific rules, but it was allowing you to play your own games. I think it was a very nice system. This one is completely missing. I didn't do it in Unreal. Now, is it needed for the conversion or not? I don't know. I think the problem is that it's very complex. This system was quite complex. There is a, you know, the whole initiation of a minigame where you have to ensure that the 2 players are playing together. There is not a third one. There was a third one I think they could view. So there was a viewing system, like a spectator. Yeah, you could spectate the game. And then there was the ability to move the pieces into the. I mean, it was fairly complex. It was fairly complex, and at the moment, this is completely missing. I don't know if you want it. I don't know. I mean, if you are a player, I mean, if you are a player, if this was an important feature or not. Are there all things included? For the commands, I have a list of all the commands that I ported. Wait. So for the commands like roll and things like that, I basically ported all of them with some exceptions, but the exceptions are, I think, not relevant. You know, I mean, are not so important. So I think all the important commands are here, and yes, if you ask for roll, you see roll is included. So all the ones where you see the yes are implemented. All the ones where you see no are not implemented, and probably there is an explanation sometimes, right? For example, we had a very complex system for creating new channels in the chat and joining those channels and speaking all in those channels. At the moment, that's not available. Should not be too hard to port because the code is there, but this one is not ported, for example. But I don't know how many people were really using that, so maybe like pick lock, for example, is not there because you can just right click and pick lock. But I mean, I think all the ones that are no, they are not so relevant anymore, right? Like storage, you can just right click and storage. Trade, you can right click and, you know, but the majority of the commands, as you can see, the majority of the commands, these are all chat commands, are ported. By the way, this one is ported now because I did it when I did the tribes. This one I don't know. I have to check it again. But this is the list, right? And I think that from the commands we ported the majority. Again, if you play, roll was used all the time. Okay, roll is there, so you can use it. So all those commands are ported. And again, if you play the game, you can tell me what you are missing. Okay, so that's very important. Then some of you are testing the alpha. I think maybe what we should do, we should organize some testing days. You know, so I should probably promote, I don't know, next Friday, we do 1 hour of testing of Unreal. And so we put together, you know, all the people that wants to test, and in 1 hour we test it all together. That could be one way, right? To force you, let's say, to test. But it is very important that you test it. It's very important because I cannot do it myself. Let's say it's better if I work on fixing the missing pieces. Okay, so let's go on and see what else is missing. So yes, minigame, anti-cheat. Anti-cheat I think is relevant. I think in Unreal we have to do it completely differently, but I would anyway mention it. So at the moment there is no anti-cheat embedded. I think I need to think about it a bit, and maybe also look what is already on the market. I think there are some pre-existing anti-cheat systems that maybe we can use. I mean, if there is a one-off fee, I think we can do that. We can pay that and embed it into the game. If it's more of a subscription fee to the anti-cheat system, I don't know. I don't know if I would like to have it. Let's see. But there are, I think this one I really need to look at it. I never put my head on this in the last, 10 plus years. So I don't know. I have to think about it. Server song manager. This one is another big one that is missing. And it's basically a 0%. I had some reasoning on it. I wanted to play MIDI files instead of XML scores. I also downloaded a program, a plugin that actually is able to do that. And I think there is one stream where I tried to play a bit with that plugin. I didn't consider it so important, and so I never gave priority, but I know that a lot of people that really enjoy this feature of the old game. So basically to be able to play together, to be able to play instrument, to be able to create scores and such, right? So I think is relevant. I think it's relevant. I don't know. I know it's relevant for you. I mean, for me, it's not that relevant, but I think it's relevant for you. Tutorial manager. This one was the golden man icon that was appearing at the left of the screen. So whenever you are doing something new, there was a kind of a hint of what to do and how to do it, right? Like how to move, how to fight, how to cast spells, or things like that. Or the first time that you die, he was telling you something. This one is completely missing. I don't know if we really need it for the porting or not. I would say it's a low priority, but still is an interesting, I mean, it's a relevant system, so I think we should mention it. I think we should mention it. Whether we have decal manager was not existing in the old game, so it's not relevant for the porting. Crafting is done, banking is done, storage is done, progression I would say is done, music like we said is missing, NPC movement is done, perception is done. I think only the speech audio is missing. This one maybe let me mention it here because I think it's relevant. I think they can speak through quest, but I'm not sure if they can speak through normal responses. Tribes is completed. NPC combat, okay, it's a bit partial, but I think it's okay for what we need today. Is okay. They also cast spells. Pets are in, and pets are working, are even improved. Guild houses are done. Now, one thing that is missing that I should mention here in the database, but I think is mentioned already. Let me see if it's mentioned at the end. Yeah, it's this action location. Yeah, it's here. We will catch it there when we reach that place. Because there is one thing that is missing that is very needed, which is basically the coordinates of the action locations that we use to enter guild houses or we use to enter other places. Hello, Lucy. Hi. Yes, we are at stream 500. Yay! Stream 500 is very nice. And as a special event for Stream 500, I'm kind of doing a review of where we are with the porting to Unreal and what we are really missing, you know, to actually switch from the old game to the new game. And this is something that I'm trying to understand myself first, because as usual, you know, the time that I have with you is pretty much the time that I have on Plane Shift. So when I'm streaming, so there is not a lot of preparation going on before the stream. Launcher and updater, they are done. Now, we experienced a bit of problems with the updater. Some of you couldn't really run it well, but the majority seems to have no problems in running the updater. Okay, the world we already said. The items we already said. So for the items we already spoke about it. So now let's go with the database. Coordinate conversion. To me, the coordinate conversion is completed. We just have a problem with rotation. So some of the characters may look rotated the wrong way. And I think we need to go and fix them, but we can fix those rotation directly in Unreal after the migration. So I don't feel we should do it before. I think we can do it after. Yes, this one is absolutely missing. And this one is absolutely needed. Is basically the way to have our action locations work properly. Action locations are points on the map when you can right click and something happens. Okay, like you open a door, you enter a secret passage or something like that. This one is missing. I don't know exactly yet how to do it, because unfortunately is all manual. I think the easiest way, because it's an XML, you know, it's basically inside an XML. So if I go in action locations and I go into the script like this, you see there is like entrance type, action location ID with a specific pointer to the lock, and then there is a set of coordinates, right? Unfortunately, this set of coordinates are pointing to the old game, which had a completely different set of coordinates. I mean, or coordinate system, right? So we need to change that. Now, how to do it? I don't know yet, but I think probably the easiest is to do it manually. I don't think we have many other ways. These positions X, Y, and Z are already automatically converted when I convert the database. So these ones are good. The problem are the ones inside responses, right? Action location position, wait, action location position I think is actually correct at the moment, because I fixed it. The problem is the response. The problem is the response XML, which contains the coordinates. That is the problem. So there is something I need to do. There is something I need to do. Okay. Convert textures and meshes to the reference table. To me, this one is done. There can be some small pieces, but again, if you can test the game and you see any items which are missing icons or are missing meshes, you should tell me, and we will fix them. Okay. Or you can report them on the bug tracker. Remember that we have a bug tracker. You can go on the bug tracker, check for bugs, post bugs, and that is actually relevant. Then fill out spellcasting effect. I think I did this. This one I think is done. Casting effect. I think this one is done through the update schema. No? I'm pretty sure I did it. I'm pretty sure I did it. Wait a second. I don't know why it's listed as not completed, but coordinate craft faction, icon, smash, natural resources, and sewers. But I remember that spells casting effect. Wait a second. Spells casting effect. Spells casting effect. Spells casting effect. Spells casting effect. Exactly. I did this one. I did it. Why is not in the that's strange, huh? Maybe I did it temporarily and then I never did it for real. I mean, putting it into the update script. I mean, I'm 100% sure I did it. The only problem is, how did I do it? Ah, I think I remember. I changed the code to use this list. Yes, yes, yes. So there is no need of doing any changes anymore. Okay, so basically this item is obsolete. This item we can delete it. Is completely obsolete. Because spells are working fine. Yes, the books change XML format. This one, I think I mentioned it already. Here, books XML conversion. Action location quotes. I don't know exactly what is it. I think that probably the action location have a different quote system, and that is missing. I don't remember what is it, but if I wrote it there, means that it's probably valid. So I will have to check this. I will have to check that. Okay. And then there is another part which is dedicated to monsters. So on monsters we have few issues. Many of them are done, but we are missing a few. And in particular we are missing the gobble, which is actually rigged but needs animation. So I need someone with good animation skills to help me on that, or I will have to do it myself, but if I can avoid doing it myself, I would prefer. So the gobble is missing. We have the geometry ported and we have the rig ported. We need to do animations. Then we have the pterosaur, where we have just some animation fixes, but I think it's not that critical. Yes, then we have the Tlok, or Tloki, I don't know how you call it, Tloki, which is missing, and Devil Nishi. Yeah, basically these three. I think if we have these three in, we can say monster 100%, because the others are just very, very small fixes and I don't care about it. But we need these three monsters in that we are missing. And I think that's it. I think this is the list. This is the list. Considering in this list I placed only the items that are missing, I think I will remove world 100%, because it seems that something is missing, but it's not missing. The world is completely in. And items also, I will remove it, but we need more testing. Maybe I will say that I will just put this. I will just put it here to say that we need more testing to check acronym. So I think this one is important, to check that all your items are showing up properly and are looking proper when you drop them and when they are in your inventory, right? Yeah, so let me save this file. So this will be PSUnreal mission. What's missing? What's missing? Okay. So now we have to choose our battles, right? So we need to understand, do we want which of these one we should do first, and can we drop any of these ones for the Switch, right? Is anything on this list that we feel that we can drop before we do the Switch? So I think we can try to order them by priority. Okay, so we can try to prioritize this list. So UI character details. I think this one is required. Is required because a lot of people are using the character description as a way to roleplay the appearance of their character, so that when you look at them, you see their description, and in the description there can be useful information. So not having that is really a pity. So I think we should have it. So this one for me is very high priority. Also should not be too complex. I mean, it's not super easy because actually the character sheet has a lot of information, but also is connected to the game masters being able to inspect another player, and so they can see their characteristic, their stats, their skills. So there is some functionality behind this thing, but this one I think is very relevant. Character equipment bracers. I mean, this one is not game breaking, right? So maybe it's not the first priority, but I think still is very, I mean, I think it's still absolutely needed. Let me try to order them a bit by importance. Like combat PvP areas also is important, but I don't think that our game is heavily PvP, so I really don't care too much about PvP. At least not the first one, right? Maybe it's interesting for tournaments and for duels, and we will have it, but maybe it's not the first priority. The missing monsters to me are a priority, because I don't think we should go, you know, in the new release with less stuff that we had in the previous, at least from the monster point of view. At the moment, these monsters are showing up as Stonebreakers, right? As Stonehammer. So they are showing up as a default dwarf character. And it's a bit funny, I think, to see them in the game like that. This one, I think, is very high priority. So we really need this. We really need this. Now, I think that after that, I would put probably the character creation, the just to have, you know, a functional character creation, right? Fully functional. Now, at the moment, it is functional from the code point of view, but we are missing the proper rules for the life choices, and at the moment it's looking a bit so. So this one I think I need to fix. Riding mounts, I think, is important because we have mounts in the game, and I think we should have it. We should have it working. Personal notes maybe is not the most important of them, but is anyway important. Character equipment bracers, again, I think that is a visual trait that we always had. I think it's a pity if we remove it, so we really need to have it. We really need to have it. This database conversion is absolutely needed. Without this, the books will not work anymore, and the action location will not work anymore. So this is absolutely required. I mean, 100%. I think that this one probably should be the first item, because otherwise we destroy completely the books and the action locations. Now you can say, oh, I'm not opening books, but so I think that this is complete. This is absolutely required. Now, of the other stuff, NPC speech, not very needed at the moment. Tutorial manager, not very needed at the moment. Mini games, I don't know. Mini games, I'm like 50-50 on it. I don't know. But the problem is that this one is a big task. It's really a big task. I never finished the Gobble animation. I was waiting to see if the rig was okay. Forgot which version I sent you. I don't know. I mean, let me know when it's working, but I can check it if you want. But again, the idea is to parallelize as much as we can, right? So if you can work also without me, that would be better. Because if you have to send me the stuff, I need to check it, and it's anyway taking time. But I can. I mean, if you are stuck, I can check it. I think you probably send it to Zwei. I mean, this one I think is a very easy one to do. So I think this one we can probably do it in 1 hour or 2 hours. So I think this one we can just consider it done. And I mean, this list on the right is all stuff that in theory we could even ditch. We could even skip for a first release, you know. Maybe with the exception of the, I think this one is very high on I mean, anti-cheat at the moment I don't care. If you cheat, it's okay. I mean, we'll fix it later. I think this one probably is very high on the people list, on players priorities. I think the people really like to play songs in the game and to write songs. The problem is that it's very complex to do, and so I think that this list on the right, I will sort it by not just by priority but also by ease of completion. So I think, for example, this one we can put it at the top just because it's easy, and so we just remove it from the list. The other ones are all very, very hard. Well, you know, we are in an MMO, so in an MMO, cheating is very hard to do, because okay, you can cheat, but if you have a character, you know, that you spent 1000 hours on it, and you are cheating, and your character gets deleted, you are losing so much, right? It's not like an FPS where you play one game and then you play another game and everything restarts from scratch. So if they delete your account or ban your account, you just create another account, right? So it's not impacting you too much. You can create another account and restart to play the FPS, and that's it. With an MMO it's very different, because if you lose a character with 1000 hours because you are found cheating is the real problem. So I think there are less people cheating in a game like this. They may be botting, but usually when we can detect, and we can then speak with the people and say, hey, can you stop it, please? And usually they stop. I mean, whenever it happens to us, you know, we stop. We just managed to stop them. Okay, so this list is what is missing. I don't think there is anything else, and I would say that there is one item that I would put at the top of everything, which is actually testing. So I need you guys to download the alpha and test it. I really need it, because maybe there are bugs. Testing. Maybe there are bugs that I'm not aware, and they are, you know, crashing the server. And these are really, you know, bugs that we want to clear out as soon as possible. We want to clear out early so that when we launch the game, people are not facing the problem of the server being down all the time, right? So what do you think about testing? Do you want me to organize like testing sessions? Like, I don't know, we put an event on the calendar that says next Friday we are testing from this hour to this hour, and I think that is probably the best idea, and we have maybe people sign up for it, because at the moment I see that the people, I mean, there is people connecting, apart from the fact that the server is not always up, and I'm aware of that, but there are reasons for it. But like in the last week, we had only, let's say, 2 days in which actually someone connected and did some tests, which is kind of low, you know, which is, and then there is another big item on this list, which I forgot, but we absolutely need to put it on, and is probably on the right side here, which is Linux stability. So at the moment we have a pretty big issue with the stability on Linux, and actually there are a lot of crashes on Vulkan drivers, graphics driver, about memory, about yeah, basically memory allocation, texture allocation, free of the resources. So there are a lot of bugs and a lot of instability. So with certain distro and certain drivers it works okay, with others it doesn't. Now this is not something that I can fix, it's something that Unreal Engine is working on, Epic Games is working on. I am connected a bit with them through the Linux channel. I know that they are working on it, but I didn't see a lot of progress. So I also asked them if they want to get some help from us, right? Like if they want us to test more stuff and provide feedback. They said kind of yes, but then they didn't follow up. So they were interested, for example, in the file that we created for all the testing on the different platforms, but then they just stopped. They just didn't follow up. Okay, boys, so this is what is missing. I think in terms of terraforming, you know, creating new villages and all of that, that is not on this list. Okay, so that is not on this list. So whatever we do with adding new houses, new type of villages, new tools, I mean the tools that we created yesterday, the one that I was working on today, there is all stuff that is not required. Okay, so it's just nice to have, but it's not required. So now the things that I can work on, I would like not to work on this one. I would like not to work myself on this one. Okay, so if we have someone else on this one, there is Clovenhoof, which is a very old, old meaning that not old in age, but old in plane shift knowledge. Is an old player that and developer, mainly developer, that was helping us a long time ago, that came back and said, yes, I want to help. So I messaged him again today, trying to see if he can finish the Velnishi, but he's working on it. So this one in theory is on him. And Marcellum, if you can work on the gobble, that would be nice, so that we at least have the gobble functional and operational in Unreal. And then we need someone to work on the Loki. I don't know who, but maybe one of the two of you when it's finished with the first task. On this one, in theory, we have 2 people on it, Zuna and Eonwind, but again, I didn't see a lot of progress. I think they are very busy. So in the last few months, I saw very little. Now, I hope they will restart, but wait, someone was asking something. Okay, okay, so that is the list, boys. So this was the main objective of today, which was to see how many items we are missing and where we are. Now we need to build a bit of a plan, you know, on when we do each of these things and how much time is required. As you know, I mean, my time is limited, so I can work basically only on the evening and on the weekends on this, but I will try to do my best. I think we can start from this one. I mean, we can start from the first item in the list and go down. So let's go. Let's start from this one and let's see what we can do about the character creation, about the character details. I don't know if we already have a picture of that. I don't know if I have a character detail. No, probably I need to... I think I need to take a screenshot, or we need to go on our wiki. In the player guide and see if we have some... Because here sometimes we have some screenshots, right? Unfortunately, we don't have screenshot of the whole game. Yeah, we only have few screens, so I think I need to launch the whole game and open it up again. That's probably the easiest. Yeah. Nah. No, okay. Let's launch the old game and we see, okay? Because I want to take a screenshot and be sure that we are having 100% of it. I haven't followed everything, but if you talk about the compendium, we are discussing only of the items that are missing to port the old game. So everything that is new is not part of the discussion. So this is the window. With the detail of the person. Now, I think if you are a player, your information is now if I set myself as a player, I cannot move because my character is encumbered. So I need to, because I'm carrying too much stuff compared to what I should be able to carry. So yeah, to answer your question, Ulla, no, compendium is not included. because it's a new thing. I still see all of this. I don't know if it's because because I think as a game master, this guy's moving. I think as a game master, I see all this information. While probably as a player, I don't. I can anyway check the code to understand exactly how this works, but I think that based on the... okay, let's check the code and see. I was quite happy with the die and attack animation on him. Maybe the walks needs to be... okay. Yeah, the problem is that if we don't have those monsters, I don't think we can migrate. Because it would be just, you know, going backward. I don't want to go backward, I want to go forward. Now, the interaction, I don't know if it's under interaction man. No, interaction manager is something new that I created and I never used. There is a request character details. I remember it pretty well. So there is under, probably under PS character. Yeah, for example, if we search OC description, we will find it 100%. So it's not here, eh? It's not here. User manager, send character description. Exactly. I think it's this one. Well, this one is a piece of it. This one is a piece of it. Handle character details request. Yes. Handle character detail request. I think we need to check also in the old code though, because we need to compare. We need to compare what was going on. So this is the old code. You can see it by the Visual Studio 2010, which is the old version. While this one is the 2017 version. So if I go and I search character description in user manager, yes. So we need to understand Endor character details request. So this one seems to be calling only one function. Okay. I was expecting it to call more than one, but probably is not. So look at the description. So only send all if the requester is the normal description window. I don't understand exactly what this means, but I think we have this call, right? Ah, okay. If full, you see there is a if full, and here is sending also all the skills and all the other information. Okay, I think I understand how it works, and is exactly how I was imagining it. So now let me see what happens here in Unreal. This requester we need to understand a bit better, because there are some information that are sent or not based if it's coming from the detail window itself or not. But basically here we are sending the whole set of skills. Okay. All this code is identical, basically. Okay. So we return. Okay, we return the message. We just returned the message. The question is, are we also handle character detail request? What do you mean? No, this is not gonna work. Huh? I mean, yes, no, it's gonna work if if we are sending it server side directly. Okay. So basically we need to call this function and then, okay, let me see. I think we, at the moment we are missing on Unreal. We are missing the UI mostly, but the data is already collected. All the data is already collected and ready to be displayed. And at this point, I would not ask too many questions on, do we want to display the same way? Don't we want to display the same way? I think so let me do a few things. Let me we need to take a screenshot. Okay, can we create maybe a directory with all the screenshots of the old game? Did we do it already or not? I don't know if we had like a screenshot. We have a planet generator though. UI pictures. I knew I did it. Okay. Why I'm launching the editor again? I have it open already. Okay, so we need a screenshot of this. I mean, just for the record, but so that we have it. I don't think I need this anymore. Most of these descriptions are automatically generated based on your factions and your skills and other stuff like that. I don't want to copy them all. I'm just trying to copy a few to see, just to give the sense of, you know, what we have. Okay, I think like this is enough. So this is the window that we are missing and we want to replicate. Okay, so I will save it under our UI pictures because actually I had a UI picture directory, which is perfect. So we'll go here and we will save it as the character detail. Okay. Okay. There is also an edit capability, by the way. So if you click on description, you can change that. If you click on auto character description, you can change that. On this one, I don't know exactly what happens. Okay, just putting it at the bottom. But yes, you can edit all three. Also, you can store and load from disk. Holy shit. You can store and load from disk, huh? Interesting. Yeah, this functionality, maybe I will not have it immediately, but the store and load, let me take a screenshot of that because anyway, we have it, so. We develop so many things. I mean, it's it's insane, but we develop so many things, boys. So these one are happening if you click on this guy. Come on, you can do it. Okay. Okay, let's save it like this. Okay, I want to see now what happens if I mean, the message should be already divided in chunks, right? And there is character detail request interaction. So in our by the way, do you like these two? These 2 frames? They are the 2 frames for our tannery. Goodbye, Grey Mouser. Thank you for stopping by. So what I want to see, if we open the character blueprint, well, I have to open the controller and the character blueprint, but this one I think is going here. So character detect description interact. So this is called basically when you are right clicking on a character and then clicking on the eye view, on the eye icon, which is the view functionality. So here we are already server side. So we are executing this, which is a function, and so is returning only when. Okay, no, I think it's okay. Then we receive the character description on the client side. And as you can see, there is a nice to be implemented, right? So at the moment, that's what we have. That's what we have. Let me just break this a second because I want to see what we have in terms of structure. So we have the skills. And the skills are divided by category, and then they have their text. So I will have any way to iterate and extract them by category to show them in the proper tab. Okay. Yeah, I think basically we need to recreate exactly that window. That there is no other way. There is no other way, boys. I can run around it as much as I want, but we need to rebuild that window. So I think the best is to go. No, I was thinking if I can copy it from something already existing or not, but I think no, because the content is very different. I mean, our skill window is now completely different, but we don't want to display it that way. So I need a multi-tab. I need just buttons and this area, which is basically a multi-tab text window. So this is just text, so it's very simple in reality. Yeah. So no, we will create it new. We will just create it new. unless it's already there, but I don't think so. It will be called W character. We have a win character description and a win character. Win character, I have no idea what is it. It's basically empty. Okay, so this was the beginning of it. Okay, so this one is already a let me see if it's used anywhere, but I don't think so. Win character description, player controller. Why we have it in player controller? Because we have it as a variable. Okay. We have it as a variable. Okay, so we already have it. Character description. We already have it as a window. That's good. That's good. We already have it as a window. So if I go in our W container, if I go in our W container, which now is so long time I don't open this that I don't even remember where is it. I see it. Okay. I think that here we already have a character description, just that we never used it. Character description. Do you see it? I don't see it. I think it's this one that has been removed. Number 8. We have a canvas character and we have a canvas character detail. We don't have wow, during this search, the fans of my PC went like container detail. No. Character detail. But yeah, I think it's half implemented, but it's never used, you see? It's never used. 16 or 1. 16 or 1. The problem is that if I search show window, if I search show windows, we will have it in 3 million places and will be very hard to catch. Because we need a show window with 16 or 1. I think probably none of them is. $16 or 1, huh? 16. Wait. What is this? Hide the skill panel if server doesn't send a list of skills. Security required. Win character description. Is inside win character description? And show Windows 16. No, but I think this one is the other one, boy. This one is this one. I think it's a previous implementation of... That is so weird. This was a try at implementing what we need. It was done a long time ago, probably not by me. Win character description. I think it was not done by me. You see, there is stuff that is not done by me. Win character description. Now we can also find out who did it. Oh fuck, was me. No. But the original implementation, here I just renamed it. I think it was probably because it was renamed. It was renamed. This window was renamed. So we will never know. Anyway, we will never know. Maybe it was me. We never know because we had two renames of that file, which was changed because there was a problem with the Windows directory. But I don't recognize this code, so I think it was someone else. But the question is this window ever called? So when we construct it, we actually set the... Okay, so this part is correct. This part is correct. Now, this part that what it's doing is setting up the skills panels tab. So it's setting up selectors for each of the buttons that we have. With stats, faction, combat, magic, jobs, and values. Okay. Which are basically these 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which are these 6. Okay. The problem is that is missing, you know, is missing the rest of the stuff. Is missing the in-character description, the out-of-character description, and all of that. Update. Receive character info event. I think this is a super bad idea. Why we need to... I mean, who is calling this? It's not this. Update char info. I will have to rename it, otherwise I will never find it. If it's just called update, I will never find it in the code, right? He's not called by anyone. There is no one calling this thing. So actually, character details struct name, character details struct gender, character details struct race, character details struct skills. Array of network details skill struct. Yeah, this one is the only correct one. Character trace skill OC. Okay, let me try to do this. From here, right? From here, we get our window character description. And on window character description, we call this update character info. I want to understand if the information that was here is not the same. Character details structure. Is not the same. PS character details mess. Oh, it is the same. Wait, it is the same? It is the same. Ah, okay. Well, that's very good. It is the same. It is the same. So basically, this is already going client side and is accessing that window to call the update. Okay, to call the update. And this one in theory is already connecting all of this. I don't know what this thing is doing, but I think we can just test it and see what happens. Okay. I mean, it's already doing something. This window, I mean, it was kind of hidden because we never used it. And maybe we decided at a certain point we wanted to do it differently, but actually is doing something. It actually is doing something. So we will test it and see. Why not? Fuck, I didn't save player control. GG! GG! I need to save it otherwise. Okay. I saved it now. I see, but you need 500 stream to find one. To find one what? To find this window? I mean, we never considered it important, so that's why. Do you want to play one marble game or not? We can play one marble game if we are enough people on Twitch. Who is on Twitch? Twitch people, say hello. Twitch people. No one there. Okay. I'm just waiting the server to load all the maps. See you, Tony. Bye-bye. Okay, should be up. I mean, when we do this kind of test, we should delete the maps. Because otherwise we are, you know, waiting just to load maps that then we don't even use. But it's okay. I hope I can click on myself. Otherwise I will need to simulate with another player. But I think I can click on an NPC as well. Assuming NPCs are in at the moment. Yes, NPC are in. So I should have NPC. Is loading. Is slowly loading up. What's this guy? Try bounty. Now let me try a normal NPC like this guy. Ah! Ah! So actually the window was kind of there already. You see? I mean, it's not perfect, but yes, the name, the race, and the description. Yes, the Spart, which I don't know exactly why is here. I like this description. So Fighter 4 appears to be as intelligent as a stone, while also appearing to be weak and poorly trained in physical combat. And then say, you judge Fighter 4 is about as strong as you. Okay, thank you. Thank you. So that's very... that's a real compliment, huh? I can start it soon then. Okay, so basically the idea of this window was to put race name and description like that, which I don't really like, but anyway, and then put this description. Now this description in reality is this description, right? So like the desk is going directly at the top instead of you see a female Nolter in front of you. Now this fighting within region, I have no idea what is it. I think it's probably the description of this comes from the but why? Wait. Gender. Can I switch on it? No. Can I equal on it? Oh shit. Character detail struct gender byte. Okay. I mean, I want to have the same description we had before. I think it was much better than not just having that thing. So I think it's much nicer. EPS character gender. None, female, male. I hope that none is the clan, right? I assume that none is the clan. So it's 0, 1, and 2. So I think we can just convert to integer and switch. I think we can just switch on this. And yeah, because I would like to create just the same description that we had. I don't like this name and so if he's none, what do we get in plane shift in the old game? If he's a cran, what do we get in the description? Do we just avoid it? Yeah, we probably just avoid it. We just say, you see, instead of a female or male, we just say, you see a alien, right? Yeah, we just say you see an alter. So instead, so the gender is added only if he's one or two. Okay. So I think we create a temporary local variable. That's probably the easiest, and we call it gender, and this will be a string, and we set it as empty in case is a 0. If is 1, we say female. If it's 2, we say male. And then we just continue. Trying to understand where I see it. Okay, so let's put it all. Let's put this down here, so that at least is within the same. Is within the same block. So he's trying to set the name. Yes, it was done by the other person because you see that the labels are all at the bottom. I put them all at the top. Name, race, and description. I don't think I like this really. I think that name should become. I mean, the first line will become. Is this multi-line or not? What is this thing? Auto wrap. I think it should be 2 lines by default. is a vertical box with a scroll box. Is a vertical box with a scroll box. This thing is done in a bit of a weird way. Why we don't just have a freaking text for the description? Yes and no. I mean, the race I don't need, by the way. I know that they are used in the graph, but because they are used here. So let me append and no. Let me string append. So we say you see A, and then we go gender, and then we go race, and then we go then we go in front of you. Well, this in front of you, I don't know if it's really needed. We can just say named. I mean, in front of you, I don't know. Named, and then we can put the name, right? Named named whatever. Okay, so this will be the description, and all this description we will put it in the first field, which is actually name, and this one we can delete. I mean, I like more the textual description, than the, you know, the 1, 2, 3. This window will have to be reskinned completely, but it's okay. We will do that as well one day. One day. Okay, I think it's time to delete some of the maps. Otherwise, we will not be able to load fast enough. So we will delete all of this. All of this. And all of this. We checked in everything, so it should be fine. Okay, so now what I'm expecting to see, I'm expecting to have a proper description at the top. Now, I think that this thing will probably not work, because I think that this thing is constrained to one line. But hopefully with the auto wrap. Yeah, it's auto wrap already. I think with this auto wrap we'll go anyway to the next line. So I think it should be fine at the end. Name, description. So if I remove Ray, I deleted actually. Okay, I deleted it. Okay. Okay, I think we are good. Let's see. It's pretty good that the window already existed. I think it was created really at the beginning, when it was like the first thing that we did. It was a guy named Cyborg, which helped me quite a bit at the beginning. Unfortunately, completely disappeared. I hope he will be back one day. But it disappeared quite early, unfortunately. I don't know where he went. I hope he's okay. He really disappeared one day, you know, and never came back. You see how much faster we are loading now? Just because we have only one map. Instead of what we did before, that was taking forever. Okay, you see an alien named Fighter 4. Why didn't do the male on this one? Why didn't say male? Because this guy has no gender. Fighter 4. It's impossible, because if he's an alien, obviously he has a gender. Interesting. You see a clacker named Fighter 3. You see an altered name Radar. Why is not giving us the gender? Why is not? Maybe it's coming as empty. It's coming out as empty from this structure. Oh fuck. That is why, boys. That is why. If I don't connect things, they don't work, you know? Automatically. Okay, so it was just not connected. Okay, so now this thing will work, hopefully, and so we will see the right description. Now let's move one step forward, because that will work. So I don't know what is this fighting with region, but I think it's an additional information that we pass on to game masters within the description. I think. I'm not completely sure, but... And then we have the HP, the max HP and the mana. This is also something that only the game master can see, I think. And then there is the actual description. The problem I have with this is that all of that is in one box, so there is no possibility to see this, right? Then this part is already correct, incredibly enough. I don't know what is this number. It may be the skill ID. Yeah, it might be the skill ID. But this part is already working, which is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Let me just see if I mean, how this thing is working. It's working with scroll boxes, and then I guess it's hiding based on the one that you click. Okay, if that's the case, I think I agree with that. But we need more. We need one for descriptions. We need all the descriptions to be here. Scroll box, stats. And I think that when we are switching the tabs, we are hiding them or showing them, most likely. This was a bit of a weird way to do it, I have to say. So there is basically a widget which is called horizontal selector, tab selector, and this horizontal tab selector is shared between you know, all the windows. And as you can see, for example, here is going between skills, and it is the one that, based on the ID of the category, is switching is setting the style. And then what? I'm a bit lost. And then yes, and then when you click it, is doing the hide based on the one that is selected, I think. Visible and collapsed. Yeah, this thing is... The problem with this thing is it's all hard-coded. As you can see, there are indexes everywhere, so... Bah... Why is doing from 11 to 16? From 11 to 16. Ah, is this one. From 11 to 16. Character description window still used. Well, no, but now yes again. It was not used, but now is used again. Easy. I don't know. I think I'm gonna redo this thing because I mean, this system. I hate this system. I think this system is absolutely stupid. The only good part of this system is that it allows to have these nice graphics, and there is a kind of a mouse over function, you know, which is basically shared between all these controls. That's the only advantage. That is the only advantage. Apart from that, no benefit. Only complexity. Because here in theory we should do this. We should. This is not name, by the way. This is name and name. This is simple desk. I don't know. Simple desk. And then we will need to have. I mean, if you want to do it right, we should have. Instead of this scroll box with a vertical box in it. I think we can still keep the scroll box. I have no problem with that. But then I need to duplicate this. And I will call it description tabs. And this was a side box at 360. Yeah, I understand what this guy did. I understand. I understand. I understand. I understand, but I think we should do it differently. This vertical box is even not needed anymore. We need only the scroll box because it's only one line. I mean, it's one field each. So the simple description is 2 lines. So I think we can very simply say that is maximum, I don't know, but maximum 100. I don't think it will go more than 100. Right? Why didn't shrink it? Strange. Ah, because this is 100. Oh wow. That's 100. Okay, so that maybe that's too much then. So you will have here the simple description, which is you see an alien named blah 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 in front of you. Okay. Then we will have the tabs for the description, and then the tabs for the skills, right? And all of that will scroll, so we should have no problem on that. Now, the final graphical look, we will decide it. I mean, it is obviously not this. It is obviously not this one, but so this should be before the description, huh? Yes. So we have description, we have out of character description, and in character description. Can we call them in a way that someone understands what is it or not? Because CC is character creation, so actually, yes. Sorry, why we have this description, which is actually is a faction description in the CC, which is the character creation? I'm a bit confused. So this is provided by default in the CC. I don't know. For now, let's leave the 3, and then we will change it. For now, we want to replicate the functionality. Okay, I don't want to change it now, because if I change it now, it will become more complex. So. Okay, so this will be the description tabs. This will be the skills tab, right? Okay, fine. Now we need these 3 to actually, unfortunately, have numbers. If you follow the same logic, which I don't really like, but at the moment I think is fine. I mean, I will just swallow it and be happy. I will just say, okay, that is what it is. And then we can change it one day, which will probably never come, but let's just make it function. Okay, it working, right? That it works. If it works, is okay. Now this iTabs is working a bit weird because it's looping on all of them and is based on okay, so his iTabs except this guy. Okay, his iTabs except this guy. So instead of iTabs, this one should be called show only. Show only this tab. Show only the skills tab. So we'll create another function which is identical to this one, which will be show only description tab. Show only this desk tab. Okay, and this one will also take an ID, exactly like the other guy. And I think we will do pretty much the same shit. Now we need to give a number to all of this, believe it or not. We need to work with these crazy numbers. 24, 26. So 24. So we use this crazy thingy. Para-pa-pa-pa-pa-pam. Para-para-para-pam. Para-para-para-pam. So character description window. Yeah, I'm putting this reference because otherwise I would probably forget. I will probably forget. Okay. So this is obviously win character description, right? And this should go, if false, it should come here. And if true, yeah, we'll go then down here, which is doing all the things they need to do. Okay. So this part is basically identical, unless I messed up some links. Should work already. So basically we allocated 24 to 26 to those tabs, and they will work. Oops, it seems he's not liking it. I think I misclicked on something. Okay, it's just the get. It's just the get that as. Yes. Exactly. Hey, it's good that he told me though. It's good that he told me because there was a mistake, huh? So it's very good that he didn't compile. It's very, very good that he didn't compile. Okay. Yes, he cannot save because we have to close the game. I think we can close the game. Para-pa-para-pa-pa-pa-pam. Okay, so wait a second. I lost my. So this one we did and it compiles, right? And we can save it. Okay. This one, we will go from 24 to 26. What? Ah, yes. It's just to get the child of those three things. So this in theory should work already. The only point is the ID. We should be this ID. And okay. Now we call show only this description tab. With this ID, I don't think we need a target. Yes, we don't. So I'm just copying from above because above it was done already, you know, and so it's easier. Okay. So basically this piece is the switch between the different, so switch between desk tabs, okay? Is the switch between the description tabs. Now. I think this sub ID get initialized when the window is created, which is a bit weird, but I think that's what it is. So I think that in the constructor, you see, we set all this ID and we set, okay, I mean, fine. I think we can do the same. It's not the best, but we can do it. We can do it, boys. So what we are doing here is basically we are building the pieces to display the tree description, which were actually missing. So we're going to set the default text, which in this case is description, OOC and CC, and then maybe we will change it one day. They will never arrive. Yeah, I think after the porting, you know, when we have the players in the new game, we will finally be able to sit down 1 second and rationalize some of these windows. But I think doing it now, considering that we have to port also the data, is not a good idea, because it's going to be more complex, you know, to do the migration. So I want to do the migration and keep, you know, these things the same. If we can, and then improve them later. Okay, so we do this, and I think we are good at this point. Maybe we can just say what we are doing here, just for sake of clarity. So we set up the desk tab, the description tabs. Okay. So we do the setup now. Now the problem is that we will have, so when we receive the information, so I think that the switch will work already. The switch between the three I think should already work. What I think it will not work, what I think will not work, this can be a problem, huh? This can be a problem. But you know, I think we can keep it, because at the moment here we are actually populating the scroll boxes statically when we receive the information, and then we switch between the, we hide the scroll boxes based on content, but the content is always the same, while in this case the description will be a specific label, and I think that maybe we can do it differently. We can store these three descriptions, then show one or the other. That's probably easier. That's probably easier, right? So all of this is okay. All of this is okay, but when we do this, right? Why we don't just yeah, I think it's much better. I think I will do it slightly differently. I think I will I think this is really not needed. And I think this is really not needed, boys. We can do it in a simpler way. We can do it in a simpler way, which is to set, I mean, to keep the description one field, which is always the same field, which is labeled description, and just set the text with our description that we get. So the only thing is that we need to store it, but I think it's simpler to do this than do the mess that we were doing before. So I think I prefer to do it this way. And here we take so I think we will store the three descriptions. We will have a temp, desk, a temp, desk OC, and a temp, desk CC. And so here we will set, you know, based on that. Oh fuck, why is it? Yeah, you need to convert it because there is these weird ideas of f name, f text instead of f string, but that's okay. We can survive with that. I think that is much simpler. I mean, at least it's more straightforward to think about it this way, so I prefer to do it this way. Okay. I just need to connect the IDs. Okay, so now it will switch the description base. Now we need to yeah, this one doesn't exist anymore because we moved it here. So that doesn't exist anymore. What we need to do, we need to save these variables when we receive the information. So during this update, the first thing we need to do, we need to use these 3 descriptions, which actually at the moment are not saved. Apart from this description, which in theory is going to label description, because it's the one at the beginning. Yes, okay, fine. But we still need to save all 3. So we will, I don't know if I want to do it at the beginning or here, but because it starts to be a bit far away, no? But yeah, maybe we do it at the beginning, so it's kind of easier to read. Let me do it here. This thing is a mess. Okay, we move this up here. This one, okay. Now here I want to save the description, the OC description, and the CC description. And so that we use them later on, right? So the description is this, the OC description is this, and the creation info is here. Okay, the requester, I have no idea what is it. For now we'll just ignore it. It's probably something super important, but no, I don't know, I have no idea. And that's it. Okay, so now we should have the setting of the variables at the beginning, the display based on the switch of tabs, and the new tabs. Now, I don't know if all of this is gonna work, but I hope so. At the end, it's very simple. It's just that it's designed a bit in a complex way, but it's very simple. Basically, we have a central widget to manage all the switches between tabs. And I think it could have been done better, but okay. So let's see what happens now. So this is part of the description. So you see a male Indian named Fighter 4 is correct. The description is here. The OC seems to be empty and the CC seems to be there. Okay. Yeah, it's moving a bit this lower part because the thing is fine. Let's see if I look at myself. Why no one as a out of character? Is it because the out of character is never present in the database, or is it because I have a problem in displaying it? We can see it. So we can go in characters and we can take where name equal to our guy, and then we go in descriptions. Yeah, description OC is empty. Also the normal description is anyway, this is the simple description. This is the OC description. Okay, let me just I think I need to exit because it will save my character, and so this will be updated again. This character 0 falling, it's kind of weird to me, but okay. Okay, so we updated that. Now, if this works incredibly enough, you know, this will nearly be done, apart from some beautifying of the window, because the window at the moment is very, you know, minimalistic, but the important point is that it contains the information that we want, right? And luckily it was already done, basically. It was just missing these description pieces, but it was basically done. There is the simple description, there is the outer. Okay, perfect. Very nice. Very nice. So actually it works. Actually it works. Now the window doesn't look great, I know, like there's no border, maybe we can make it look a bit nicer, but apart from that I think it's okay. I think also the function, so the only functionality we are missing is the ability to edit the description, right? Which I cannot do now because now is late, but we can do tomorrow. So tomorrow I can fix that, and if that happens, it means that we will have done, you know, the first item on the list of the ones that are missing to fully replace Legacy, right? So it will be this one. Okay, guys. Thanks for watching. I think it was a nice 500 stream for me because we worked a bit on what is missing. We did some reasoning, and I mean 500 is kind of a big accomplishment. I think it's a lot of work that I put into this. Consider that every stream is about 3 hours. Some streams are even 10 hours, but let's say there is an average of probably 3.5 or 4 hours. So if you multiply that by 500, you know, it's about 2,000 hours of streaming that we did to port the game and to improve the game. So I'm pretty happy about that. So thanks for watching, and if you want to click on follow on Twitch, that will be nice. If you want to click on subscribe on YouTube, also will be very nice. And if you want to support the game a bit more, you can go to our Patreon site, or you can just leave a donation like Pizzik did today. Thank you for the 5, Pizzik. Very, very appreciated. Thank you. You can go to Patreon and you can get access to the alpha of the game and to some updates, screenshots and videos that I post sometimes. Okay, and also you get a tag on Discord for that. Good night, boys. See you tomorrow. 501. So now we're aiming at 1000 stream. No, we're aiming at 600 stream. Okay. See you boys next time. Bye bye. Bye bye. Do you want to do a small raid? Let me see who is here. But you are never on Twitch, so if you go on Twitch, we can do the raid. But if you don't go on Twitch, we cannot. Raiding with 2 people is not very nice. That is where you should go. Oh my god, Work has 258 people watching. Holy shit. We can raid him. We can raid him anyway. We are gonna raid him. Can you guys go to Twitch? To the link that I posted? And raid with me. Can you do that? You should click on the link and then just wait. Do nothing else. Then wait. No, huh? You don't want to do it. You are FK. Okay. It's so hard to bring you to the raid all the time. It's so hard. It's so hard. To bring you to the raids, boys. Why? Okay, fine. See you guys next time. Bye bye. Bye bye.